Hey everybody, it's Daniel Jeremiah for Move the Sticks with Bucky Brooks, and this is Cam Newton 360.
Don't give him the ball when the game is on the line.
Cam's a competitor, and believe it or not, he's always competing.
He's like a 12-year-old in a 30-year-old's body. I mean, he's just a big kid out there running around.
5 years into his NFL career, Cam Newton's 2015 season is his best yet and worthy of MVP consideration. However, this has all taken place very quickly in Cam Newton's life. Only 7 years ago, Cam was playing junior college football following a short stint as Tim Tebow's backup at the University of Florida. Got into a little bit of trouble there at Florida, was dismissed from the football team, and found himself at the junior college level at Blinn Junior College.
At that point in time, Cam wanted to come and play football and be a better football player, and obviously do the right things in the classroom to get back to the level of football that he was at Florida.
That's Brad Francione, Cam Newton's coach at Blinn Community College in the state of Texas. Brad recruited Cam Newton, selling him on football and leadership. And at 19 years old, as you can imagine, Cam still had a lot of work to do on his passing mechanics.
He had a tendency to drop his back shoulder, and the ball would sail. His arm strength and his mechanics have been something he's done a tremendous job of improving.
Yes, even as a 5-year NFL veteran, Cam isn't without flaws but continues to improve, and that's because of the work ethic he's possessed since his Blinn days. Here's a fun story from Coach Francione about Cam's competitive nature.
We had a sled in our weight room, and it was a sled that you had to drive about 5 yards to get it to the top, and we called it ringing the bell because there weren't many people on our team in my years at Blinn that could run it to the top and ring the bell. It took a tremendous amount of power and effort, and amazingly enough, we had 3 linemen and Cam Newton that could ring the bell on the sled, and he rang it one time just to see his teammates go nuts with him and have fun with him in the weight room, because make no mistake, he was turning around and letting everybody know that he could ring the bell.
He rang the bell and tooted his own horn. Sounds a lot like the Cam Newton we know and love today, doesn't it?
Newton's going to run it himself. Newton extends the ball for the end zone. Yeah, touchdown!
I think the Tennessee Titans are taking exception to it. Then the linebackers are mad at him.
The entire world is his dance floor, and he can moonwalk it.
I heard somebody say, we're not going to allow you to do that. But, I'm a firm believer. If you don't like me to do it, then don't let me in.
Yes, Cam has never been shy about letting teammates or opponents or even fans hear it when he achieves a goal. After all, it's a game, and Cam insists on having fun in this game.
Hey,
boy, that's big time, boy!
Don't let Cam's fun-loving nature fool you, though. From all accounts, like this one from Gene Chizik, his college coach at Auburn, Cam's one of the hardest workers the NFL has ever seen.
Cam has a unique blend because he's a guy that loves to have fun on the field. That's part of his nature and who he is. But he is one of the most, if not the most competitive football player I've ever been around. And I've been on those teams. Dante Culpepper was on my team when I was a defense coordinator. Vince Young was on my team. Jason Campbell was on my team. Colt McCoy was on my team. And I know what these competitive quarterbacks look like. And Cam is one of the most competitive human beings I've ever seen or been around.
Cam threw for 35 touchdown passes, 11 more than his previous high of 24. Also totaled 3 games with 5 TD passes. He's never thrown more than 4 touchdowns in a game coming into this season. Watch as my co-host Bucky Brooks breaks down one of Cam's and the NFL's best throws of the season. Yes, the bullet to his tight end versus the Atlanta Falcons in Week 14 that looks straight out of the Matrix.
Here in Week 14 against the Atlanta Falcons, 3-by-1 formation. Ed Dickson is running a skinny post at the top. Tight window throw, but Cam Newton fits this ball in between multiple defenders. Great ball placement, even better catch by Dickson. When we look at the back end, you'll see how remarkable this is. Defender right in his face. Here's what we call fitting the ball into the mailbox. Tight angle with Rashid Hageman. Still finds a way to throw it around the defender, gets it to his receiver. Outstanding play from Cam Newton. When I look at this, I think it really validates the growth that Cam Newton has made as a passer. He is a guy that is not a textbook thrower. And when you think about his growth as a pocket passer, coming out of Auburn, Cam Newton was an A-plus arm talent, but you worried about his unorthodox mechanics. The Carolina Panthers have put him in an offense that plays to his strengths, one of the reasons why he has blossomed as an MVP candidate in 2015.
Throws one left into the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown by Odell Beckham Jr.
The Giants have scored 28 consecutive points. Cam Newton a chance to grow the legend.
Another memorable moment from Cam this season, this sideline shot of him putting his game face on just before leading a game-winning drive against the Giants in Week 15.
Newton has the snap, fades back, fades farther back, goes to Olsen, complete at midfield, hangs onto the ball, Olsen tackled.
Bucky and I both scouted a young Cam Newton in the national title game at Auburn, and Coach Gene Chizik filled us in on more clutch moments from Cam during Auburn's 2011 championship drive.
I'll never forget, in the Alabama game, in the Iron Bowl, we got down 24-0, and then we were coming back, and then we had a 4th down scenario where we put him back there as a punter/quarterback, and we had the option to do either one, and we were starting to track our way back into the football game. And it was 4th down and, probably 5 or 6, and we checked to a throw on the sideline on a comeback route, and that DB was all over it, and he could only put the ball in one place to get it completed. And sure enough, we did. We ended up converting that 4th down and then ended up going on and winning the game. He was a clutch player in college, and you want to make Cam Newton angry, don't give him the ball when the game is on the line. That will make him angry, because he's one of those guys, and there's very few of them out there, that when the game is on the line, he craves the ball. He wants to do something with that football, being run it or passing it. He wants to be involved when the game is on the line, and as you can see through his career, he's usually delivered.
Hey, give me a high five. Let's go, baby.
I felt like it was a secret word or a secret like handshake before I got the ball.
I was telling you to give me a high five.
Give me a high five. I said, okay, cool. There's the ball. Oh, yeah, the ball.
I was like, at least give me a high five. You just came over and took the ball.
Give me the ball.
Give me a high five.
You know what I'm here for.
Clutch, competitive, and a college champion, Cam Newton entered the NFL with all those qualities, but a big part of his success in the NFL and rise to an MVP caliber player has been his likability as a teammate.
I think the thing about Cam is everybody kind of knows who he is and what he is. I mean, he puts it on display each and every week. Cam, it's funny, people make a big deal about his growth. People make a big deal about how far along he's come. But, for me, since I've seen him day one, he's been somebody who's worked incredibly hard. He's been somebody who has tremendous respect for his teammates and his coaches.
Of course, as Bucky finds out here, there's more perks to having Cam as a teammate than his friendly personality.
Ryan, in talking about his versatility, one of the best aspects of his game down in the red zone is his ability to run. What's the challenge in blocking for a running quarterback or a quarterback that leaves the pocket like Cam does?
Well, I think the biggest thing is you got to stay alive. You stay alive. There's really no clock in your head. I mean, a lot of times they talk about offensive line. You got to block for, however many seconds. We don't really have that here. We got to block and block and block because he can extend a play. He can keep things going, and that's also helpful too. I'll be the first to tell you, I whiff on blocks sometimes, or I get beat. I mean, there's some good football players on the other side of that ball. So it's nice to have a guy who can kind of clean up your mess every now and then and make a play go that maybe another guy wouldn't have been able to do.
That right there, the ability to elevate your teammates' performances, is a big reason why Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers finished with a 15-1 record this season. Everyone Bucky and I spoke with made it clear that his passion, competitive nature, and dedication to his craft, from Blinn to Auburn and now the NFL, has helped mold Cam Newton into a very worthy MVP candidate.
He really sincerely loves the game of football. And coaches tell us constantly, hey, don't forget to have fun, don't forget to have fun. And that guy takes it to heart, man. And it's contagious, but he's consistent. He's the same way during the work week that he is in the games. And, a lot of people forget when Cam came in, he broke all these incredible records passing the ball. And so it's funny to me when people say, oh, talk about how far along Cam's passing game's come from being a running quarterback. And, people label him that just because that's what you see on NFL Network highlights. But for the most part, he wants to be a passing quarterback, and he's been that since day one. Now, he has grown up and he has gotten a lot better, but that just comes with experience. That comes with playing the game. And he's in his 5th year now, and so you've seen his work pay off. You've seen his consistency and how he prepares pay off, and I'm happy for the guy.